Right, we've got 3 acts left for you, so all the energy you've got left in you. This fella's come all the way from New Zealand for you. His name is Dan Boerman. Go wild, crazy. Come on, boom, cheer on stage. Dan Boerman, everyone!
How we doing? We good? I'm Dan Boerman. I'm what arrives off of Valley Express when you order Jennifer Aniston. A bit about me, I'm not very smart. I learned this a few weeks back. I was in the city and I saw a bus go past. And on the front of the bus it said, ferry replacement. And I spent several minutes looking at this thing just going, nah. You can't do that, you're a bus. You'll get wet. I was in London a few days back, and Londoners cross the road with so much confidence they do when they're not supposed to. So I'm stood at the pedestrian crossing, following the rules, and the red man's on the sign, and I wait, but Londoners cross the road when they're not meant to. And I wish I had that kind of confidence. So for the next few weeks in England, taking up a new hobby. I've started taking up jaywalking. Jaywalking's something that you want to get good at really quickly. You don't want to spend a long time being bad at jaywalking. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever jaywalked in front of a kid. Weird, very niche kind of guilt, jaywalking in front of a kid, right? Because kids are learning about the world around them. I'm stood there going, okay, green means go and red means stop. And the kid's like, okay. And then when the man's still red, I walk past. And the kid's like, what the fuck, Mum? What's wrong with him? She's like, come on, sweetheart. Men are allowed to have long hair. I was in London a couple nights ago and I was sat at a bar chatting to this woman. And I said to her, and I quote, I don't know the words to tell you how good you look. That's what I said to her. She thought I was being poetic. I'm just illiterate. Recently started going to therapy, started seeing a therapist, and I'm not there to find a solution. I just wanted to tell a stranger that I don't plan on changing. But this woman, she's a student. She's a student therapist, right? And seeing a student therapist is the same idea as maybe getting a haircut off a Groupon, right? It is. Might save some money, but they can also make your life a lot fucking worse than when you came in. So I'm chatting to her, and I want to tell her why I'm really there. But I can't, because she's young. She's got a bright future ahead of her. And I don't want to fuck that up for her by being honest about why I'm really there. But I'm there because of my intrusive thoughts, right? We all get intrusive thoughts. And I want to tell her, I wish I could be honest and say, listen, you know, sometimes I'm at the supermarket and I'll be stood there at the checkout. I'll feel a bit claustrophobic, a bit panicked, and I'll look in front of me. There'll be a little baby in a pram, and I'm thinking, don't, Dan, just push the thoughts away. Push them away. I'll look at the wee guy and I'll think, like, what would happen? Hypothetically, if I let the intrusive thoughts win and I just the second one was a watermelon. You can laugh at that. I want to tell her, how many checkout operators would it take to hold me to the ground till the cops arrive? But I can't tell her this, right? Because she's young. She's got a bright future ahead of her. So when she says, why are you here, Dan? I just say, I don't know if I'm ready to be a dad. Folks, do you like impressions? All right, 5 of you like impressions. Folks, before I go, I want to say thank you for having me. I've come over from New Zealand. I caught a 9-hour bus today. Oh, that's an exaggeration. It was 8. It was a long fucking bus. Up here to do this gig and perform to you all. So round of applause for yourself for having me. Thank you so much. Stoked that I can finally perform at this fantastic, iconic venue. So I'm going to do an impression for you. When I was growing up, I always thought that there was a monster that lived in my bathtub. I thought there was a monster sucking the water out the bath, and I haven't heard any evidence to the contrary to this day at 28. Still think he might be in there. This is my impression of the monster that I think still lives in my bathtub. Thank you for having me, Hot Water. Have a fantastic evening.
Dan Boerman, everybody.